Yep. Let's check out this music video. Warning! This video may potentially trigger seizures for people with photosensitive epilepsy. Viewer discretion is advised. I always like it when music videos come with a warning. I guess this one flashes a lot of bright lights. Another upside to this song is that I found lyrics, I think. So I do like it when I can read the lyrics along because it gives me some content to add to the video and I can actually pretend I'm contributing to society by making these. I'm hoping it goes well. Again, thank you to the band. Check out their music video for yourself. I'll leave it in the description down below. Without further ado, let's hop on in. Black and deathcore, you better impress. No pressure though. Okay. Oh, here we go, here we go. Alright, okay. So we've got a general sense of what this sound is like so far. Starting off a bit slow, then, immediately ramping it up. I definitely hear the influences of black metal, mainly in the drum patterns that were going on through this verse section, I suppose. As soon as it kind of kicked up a notch, I immediately got more into the song. It's more appealing to me when it's just that much more crazy and hectic. His growls are very, very low, and not the high-pitched shrieks that I sometimes hear when you're listening to deathcore or whatever, though I think lows are pretty typical as well. Example, Whitechapel, right? The vocals sound very brutal, very heavy. The enunciation's a bit tough. Yeah, it's not as crisp and as clean as I've heard before, but that's, again, with this genre, not really the point. It's just a personal preference of mine. Everything else, I like how they're switching up the instrumentation to bounce back and forth between the blackened style and the more traditional deathcore stuff. Traditional deathcore. Whatever. You know what I mean. All in all, a pretty good sound so far. I'm enjoying it. Let's take a look at the lyrics. Moths storming around me, moths passing through my temples, moths humming inevitably, moths lead my madness. Okay. The song is called Moths. He repeats that sentence twice. And I don't know what it could mean yet, but I have an image of this guy standing amidst a hurricane of moths. And apparently they pass through his head. That's what I initially thought when he said temples, like, the sides of his head, like they're going through his mind and corrupting what's within or something. Yeah, leading to his madness. You could also go down the path of temples, meaning like a literal temple. But again, the literal temple taken in the metaphorical sense where their mind is their temple, which again would lead back to the whole moths going through their brain thing. So maybe it all ties together, whatever. Next bit saying, and this is the blackened bit, the twilight is long gone, and the darkness supposes companion of the sun. Now I've sunk, the dawn is yet to come, as around me walls bleed, the glass is shaken, the floor melts. Visions of obscurity surround my sanity. A positive enthrallment lost, I bleed to tar. So that's some pretty gnarly imagery, some pretty dark. I don't think this guy is having the best day of his life. What it seems like is that this guy is stranded in utter darkness. However, it's a darkness so absolute as to kind of be otherworldly, because apparently earthly darkness supposes that the sun will eventually rise, right? And he has yet to see the dawn. So he is in some abyssal plane, right? Below the Underdark, he went through the rift. He's in the abyssal plane with the rest of the demon lords. That's where this guy is. Eternal darkness. Pretty metal. As around me walls bleed, the glass is shaken, the floor melts. That's just some hellish imagery, I think. Visions of obscurity, positive enthrallment lost, I bleed tar. So this could be a reach, potentially talking about drug addiction. I know that sometimes you would call heroin tar, black tar heroin, right? This song could potentially be about a drug addict whose life is spiraling out of control, and every time he hits rock bottom, he somehow finds a way to sink lower and lower until he finds himself into a place where the sun just does not seem to reach anymore. Any positive thoughts or mindset he could have had has been swept away by these visions of obscurity. This drug has taken over his life, etc. That's my initial interpretation. It's either that or he's trapped in the Forgotten Realms abyssal plane. Perhaps that's going on here. I like both of them, but I prefer the D&D one more. So it seems like, ooh. Okay. Ooh, that's getting kind of funky here. Before we start watching Seinfeld, let's break down what's going on here. So it seems like I can't tell if he's a bassist or a guitar guy. He's doing the high shrieks for the vocals, and I kind of wish they brought his up and balanced them out a bit more, because I like the sound of the blended lows and highs, and I think he was a little too far back in the mix. I personally would have preferred the hires to come a bit forward. Maybe that's just because I like them so much, and I think like the enunciation's a lot clearer on them. But hey, whatever. You know, some heavy blast beats going in there with some slow guitar chugs. It'd be cool if they ever went back to the black metal style drums again. If they put in some of that tremolo picking, just a little bit of fan service for me. Just for me, you know? But definitely keeping it dynamic. Definitely enjoying the song a lot. It's pretty cool. The lyrics in this section saying, domestic animals grow to fierce beasts. Familiar faces melt and fall. Trees of oak and maple burn in front of me the mighty dusk. Omnipotent in its blackness, there's no moon nor stars. Crawling heavy upon my limbs, lost in despair, run free. That's pretty sad. Pretty dark. I mean, obviously I don't actually know what the song's about, but the theory of drug addiction, I think, still could be applied to these lyrics. The drug turning somebody into a fierce beast, melting away familiar and friendly faces. I'm not sure about the burning trees, but, just more hellish imagery. And then again, he's talking about this omnipotent blackness with zero light, no moon or stars, that seems to be suffocating him and weighing him down. Like tar, or, being trapped in the abyssal plane. Either of those things. But so far, so good. You know, band, I'm enjoying your song. I'm enjoying your video. I like it. Ooh. I have to pause it so often. Nice, by the way, because it keeps developing and becoming so much more interesting with each advancement of the tune. In there, they had some really cool bass lines that were quite prominent, almost to the point where it seemed like some influences of progressive metal were thrown in there a little bit. Some pretty crazy, again, blast beat drumming. So that was a pretty cool section. I did like it. The lyrics are the same as before, so we don't need to get into it. Let's keep going. Let's see what this guy and his nose ring brings us. It's breakdown time, boys. Okay. For having a slow, clean section, I'm into that. I'm into it. I do like that. Clean vocals? Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a tremolo picking. Here we go. Yeah! That's a pretty good thumbnail, don't you think? I'll just put myself on this side this time. Hey, look at me. Okay, so that was Moths by the band Drown in Sulphur. I didn't even see where they're from. Or if I can just Drown in Sulphur. Oh, Milan, Italy. Huh, I wouldn't have guessed, but pretty cool. 2 European metal bands in 2 days. Very brutal song, very cool. I enjoyed it quite thoroughly. I'm not usually one who gets super stoked on those slow breakdowns in metal songs, but this one was done quite well, I found, just because the guy's vocals are so brutal, so guttural. I've heard them classified as like toilet bowl gutturals, which is, you know, not an insult. That's just a colloquial term that some people use for them. And they do their job of sounding very, very brutal. The one downside, again, as I said before, is that I find it kind of hard to understand what he's saying. If I didn't have the lyrics, it'd be pretty tough. A lot of people don't really care about enunciation when it comes to metal, at least the more extreme sides of metal. But for me, it's personal preference that if a singer can enunciate clearly and still sound brutal as hell, it's nothing but positive. But again, not to take anything away from the song, that's just my minor discrepancy I had with it, is that it's just that. So whatever, you know, no harm, no foul. I still think overall it was extremely brutal. It was very heavy and very dynamic. I say that a lot, but I actually mean it this time. I like how you slowed it down, brought in some clean sounding instruments for just enough for a quick breath before launching right into that heavy breakdown. And then again, at the very end, you had the blast beats, the tremolo picking. It would have gone even better if you had that other guy doing some high shrieks over it, just to satisfy my pure black metal urge. But regardless, very cool song, very cool video. I enjoyed it thoroughly, for sure. I knew I would. As soon as I saw deathcore with blackened elements, I mean, there's not really a lot of ways you can mess that up. So yeah, pretty cool. Taking a look at the lyrics for the end here, it says, horrendous ticking, distorted clockwork articulates the time of my weakening, leading my Dullahans, don't know what that means, headless terrors spread their seeds, moths grow from the soil surrounding me once again, moths, their fur strangles me, moths, multiple eyes to see me inside, moths, countless legs pierce my skin, moths, moths. The meaning of the song directly hinges upon what the moth represents. Is it the icy fingers of addiction dragging away your soul? Is it the barbed hands of a demon trapping you inside the abyssal plane? Is it something else entirely? Is it his phobia of moths? And just don't let him sleep at night because there's a lot of moths in Italy. I don't know if that's true, but it could be. I've never been. Overall, though, a very good song. All the elements were there, you know. The instrumentation was so tight, so varied. I liked the lyrics, too, you know. These weren't just some generic whatever lyrics. They actually made me think about stuff, which is always good, because that's mainly what I focus on in these videos anyways. Overall, I have to say that this was a good experience. I hope you guys watch it. I hope you guys actually watch this video, and give it some love, because I like it. Because I like it. What other reason do you need? That'll be it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure to like it. If you like the channel, make sure to subscribe. Of course, everybody have a great day. What day is it today? Thursday? Yeah. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow for Friday Filth. This week, I promise it's coming. This song could have been a decent entry for that series, actually, but oh well, it wasn't to be. Anyways, time to keep going, time to move on, and thanks again to Drown and Sulphur and their manager for sending me the video. I had a lot of fun.